Hey everybody, welcome to lecture topic number one, introduction of whole numbers. So in this video, we're going to take a look at reading and writing whole numbers, and we will do some rounding as well. So this is a very basic introduction of your whole numbers. So whole numbers is actually under what we so-called the real numbers. So our very first definition of the semester is real numbers are numbers on the number line that includes what we so-called the integers, which we will talk about later on. Positive and negative whole numbers is called integers. Fractions is also considered as real numbers, and decimals. So real numbers is the overall overall category of types of numbers. So underneath the real numbers, you have whole numbers, you have positive, negative whole numbers, which is also so-called integers, fractions, and decimals. It's very important that we understand when we're talking about computations of fractions and decimals, whole numbers, only real numbers. Okay, only real numbers like integers, whole number, fraction, decimals where we can actually do computation on. That means add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So we will discuss all these types of numbers, okay, throughout this semester. So that's why I give you a general category of um, of these types of numbers, group them as so-called the real numbers. Then we will come back and visit this visit this word again later on the semester. So real numbers is the overall umbrella, okay? And underneath the umbrella, you have positive, negative whole numbers. You have whole number by itself. You have fractions and decimals. All right. Our numerical system is based on tens, okay? Simply because we have 10 fingers. Okay, that's actually true. So when we read and write our whole numbers and our whole number, our number system is divided up based on these groups. So up here we have ones group, thousands group, millions group, billions, trillions, so on and so forth. Okay. So within each group, you always gonna have your place value is always one tens hundreds. Okay. One tens hundreds underneath the thousands group. I don't know if a lot of people realize that or not throughout the years. So because if you think about it, if you have a number like 635, okay, these first three digits got to be under the ones group because you don't have other digit that's located in the thousands group. So 635, write them in words. So I will spell it out for you. 635. So when we write our numbers in words, okay, at the end, we have to use this dash line, 35. So when we write numbers in words, you basically, if you think about it, the number 1 all the way through 19, those numbers only have one word, okay, associated with them. And after 19, well, 1 through 20, excuse me, 20 is actually one word number. And after that, you have 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, so on and so forth. But any number in between, you actually need to use the dash line. So 35 is actually two words for one number. Okay, that's why we need a dash line here. All right. So this one right here, the next example, okay, 482 is in the ones, 379. The comma separate the groups is in the thousands. The six gotta be in the ones position under the millions group. So 6379, comma 482. So we will read this as 6,300,000. Excuse me, 379, then thousands, 481, 86. All right, so 6 million, comma, gotta have a comma right here to separate a group. 379 is one number, two different words. So we gotta say SEBENTY 70-9. Then we write our group name. Okay, you always write a group name right before you put a comma down. 1,000, All right, 400, then 400. 486 EIGHTY dash 6. Okay. Oh, the number 40. Whenever you need the number 40, FORTY. Okay. Not FOUR, it's FORTY. I think might have a one like that on the homework. All right. So make sure when you do your homework for this assignment, make sure you do the comma correctly and make sure you spell the words correctly. All right, write number in standard form. Standard form simply implying, write them in as like a number. So we read the words and we write on the number 74,000. So the trick here is find the comma, so you can see the group name. So your first set of number is actually going to be on 1,000. This is only 74. So 74 doesn't include 100s inside this thousands group. So we should only start it with 74. And the 4 is located on thousands place. 74,902. 902 is 902. So your answer is 74,902. Okay, very straightforward. Now, this very first topic, I always use a comma. When we get to other topic, you don't really need a comma all the time for your whole numbers. 61 million. So 61 million. So 61. These two number is in the millions group. So put a comma. 251,000. 251. 251. And the one. And these three numbers is in thousands group, comma. 41. Now, 41, if you write like this, that will be incorrect because the 4 and the 1 gotta be on the tens and the ones. So it doesn't say, it doesn't give me any number for the hundreds place under the ones group. So 41 here will be 041. There you go, 61,251,041. All right. Expanded notation is simply the true makeup of our numbers. What I mean by that is what makes 6,398? Well, what makes that number is 6,000, right? Plus 300 plus 90 and plus 8. That makes up 6,398. So when we write expanded form, you actually use addition sign and break apart every digits by their place value. Break up every digit by their place value. Okay, that's called the expanded form. All right, 400,000, 402,000, excuse me, 402,000. So it'll be 400,000 plus the 2 is located on the thousands, 1,000s place or thousands. So that'll be 2,000 plus 700 plus 8. So expanded form is actually expand out what makes up our number, which is actually you write out all the place values. In a way, if you think about it, the way how we add, subtract, multiply, and divide um, whole numbers is actually by its place values. So you might not see it that way. We might not, a lot of math teacher might not show it quite like this, but in reality, we actually add, subtract, multiply, divide them by their place value, by the expanded form. We just don't write it that way. Another objective here in the first topic is rounding and estimating whole numbers. So let's round first. When we round whole numbers, we always locate the digit that need to be rounded. Then once a digit is located, look at the next digit to the right. Okay, it's not the digit it's not the digit that need to be rounded determines go up or stay the same. It's the digit to the right that determines whether we should go up or stay the same. If it is if it's greater than 5, we round up. If it's 4 and less, we stay the same. All right, so let's locate the digit first. All right, this part want me to round to the nearest tens. So the tens is the 6. So if you look at the digit to the right, the 2 will make my 6 stay the same. So my answer should be 14,960. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. So the 2 will actually become a 0 because we round in the 6. So that means this number is closer. This number is actually closer to 14,960. Okay, that's the purpose of rounding. Is looking at our original problem, looking at our original number, and see what is it closer to, based on what it want me to round. 6,809 want me to round to nearest thousands. So the thousands is the 6. So if I look at the digit to the right, the 8 will tell me my 6 will actually go up. So that becomes a 7, and everything else behind it becomes 0. So my answer is about 7,000. All right, that's rounding. So when it comes to estimating, all right, locate the leftmost non-zero digit. Okay, so for this example, the leftmost non-zero digit is the 4. So I'm not saying you round the first number. That's not what I'm saying. You actually because if I ask you to estimate the leftmost non-zero digit for a decimal, then you can't round 0. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the proper way of saying it here is locate the leftmost non-zero digits. Oh, that example 0.012, the leftmost non-zero digit is the 1. All right, so locate so 4 is what I need to round. So I look at the number to the right. The 6 will make my 4 go up to be 5. Everything else becomes 0. So that'll be about 50,000. Estimated to be 50,000. 749. So the leftmost non-zero digit is a 7, and the digit to the right is 4. Okay, so you're not even worried about that 9. You only look at the digit to the right of the digit you're trying to round. So the 4 will make my 7 stay the same. So this is about 700. Okay, so just real quick, a quick introduction on how to read, write the expanded notation form of our whole numbers, and a little bit of rounding and estimating. Okay, that will conclude this video. Thank you for watching.